The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Here's the deal, okay? If Matthew Tkachuk was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks instead of Olli Levy all those years ago, he would have definitely left, okay? Because he doesn't appreciate the Canadian fan.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People. We back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen here at the Don't Those Art Lab. Not with Trevor Becks today, okay? He's a family man. He takes his stat holidays off because, hey, he likes to actually spend time with his kids, okay? Again, second best dad in the world. The proof is in the pudding. Even my girl said it too, okay? What? Do the math. It's the truth. So let him rest, and let us just have this conversation again on Locked On Canucks. Hit the like button, subscribe. And Matt O'Matt, one love to the show that gives you, your Canucks every day. Speaking of Canucks, okay, isn't the definition of Canuck a Canadian? All right, and you know the deal. If you've been here for days and days and days and days and years and years and years, I'm not Mr. Canada, okay, like that. Oh, Canada's team, okay? As long as Canada gets the cup, I sort of get the cup. I don't give a puck about that. All right? I'm more from Vancouver than I am from Canada. My name's Kyle Bowen, and I approve of that message. But Matt, oh, Matt, here I am about to defend the people of Toronto, okay? And not the players, not the organization, not those Maple Leafs. I'm talking about the real people, okay? Because they're getting way too much blame for what happened yesterday against Florida. And I know it's a Canucks program, blah, blah, blah. But I guarantee other players from other markets would be saying the same about us if our Canucks made the playoffs for 9 straight years and disappointed after disappointed, and gave us disappointment after disappointment, time in and time out, okay? Now, I'm at a loss for words because I know. We'd be acting the same way Toronto would be acting, right? And that's, putting a lot of pressure on the team. That's throwing jerseys on the ice, throwing beer on the ice. I know. Not the best things to do, but hey, we be doing the exact same thing. You want to talk about the proof being in the pudding? Search up what happened in 1994 and 2011, okay? This country and its people are passionate about hockey, okay? But I'm not going to sit here and tolerate Matthew Tkachuk and Brad Marchand, right? Pretty much putting blame, and a lot of it, on the people who are not in that organization or on the ice representing the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, why isn't Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner and et cetera, and Brendan Shanahan, why aren't they taking the blame for this? From the voices of some of the best in the league. Again, we're talking about Paul Maurice, Matthew Tkachuk, Brad Marchand, blaming the people of Toronto as opposed to the team. It's crazy. Right? Oh, if the pressure wasn't on the Leafs by so much, they'd be able to handle it better. Like, what? What are you talking about? Brad Marchand saying what? Okay, when you see the pressure Toronto faces, the people what? They just beat the pressure into this team. What? Okay, Matthew Tkachuk saying what? If their team was non-Toronto, dealing with all the crazy circus stuff outside of it, what's the crazy circus stuff? Having expectations, being upset about not having a cup in almost like 60-something years or whatever the math is. Right? But if they didn't have all of that, Tkachuk is saying they'd be an unbelievable team and that we don't have to deal with that in Florida. Yo, Matthew Tkachuk, I guarantee it's still a thing. I don't pay attention to the logistics, right, of how the NHL works, but I'm pretty sure revenue sharing is still a thing. Matthew Tkachuk, Florida don't have a team if Toronto doesn't have passionate fans, okay? Same with Vancouver, same with Calgary, same with Edmonton, same with Montreal, right? These teams that don't win cups, don't make it far in the playoffs. Remember when you weren't shit, when Florida was having like 27 people show up to their games, and those people only showed up because they got free tickets from a cereal box, right? When all that was happening, right? You were surviving. That city was surviving, and its hockey team was surviving because of revenue sharing, okay? And who was making the most money in the league? Most likely the Toronto Maple Leafs because of their passionate fan base, right? Not their successful fan base, their passionate fan base. All I'm saying is, man, I'm not going to let the Canadian fan take the blame for Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews and Morgan Riley and John Tavares and William Nylander not getting the job done for being 0-5 in Game 7s. That's crazy. That's so stupid. And maybe Matthew Tkachuk, you know, he's what's he doing? I think Thomas Grant said this, right? He just saying what he's saying so he can make Florida look more desirable and, you know, keep bringing on players, keep bringing on talent. Hey, maybe Matthew Tkachuk wants Mitch Marner to be a Florida Panther. I don't know. But guys, y'all got the platform, and I understand y'all are taking shots and maybe subconsciously, you know, again, rubbing it in the faces of those in the Toronto Maple Leafs organization, but at the expense of the Canadian fan. That's stupid as that's stupid as puck. I'm being serious, okay? For real. That's garbage. Because without us, y'all ain't millionaires. And again, I'm not even a Maple Leafs fan, but I'm telling you, if the Canucks were in the same position as the Leafs, right? Not being able to live up to the pressure after playoff debut, playoff appearance after playoff appearance after playoff appearance, you know, we'd be crazy. We'd be loud. We'd be mad. We'd be sad. We'd be irate. And other players on other teams who defeated us would say the same shit that Matthew Tkachuk and Brad Marchand are saying. Like, how does Matthew Tkachuk have the audacity? And I think Paul Maurice saying the same stuff about, like, oh, this was a tighter series than it was, and, you know, the pressure's getting to them, and it's not fair, and blah, blah, blah. It's like you beat them 6-1 in Game 5 and Game 7. 6-1. But it's the fans' faults. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Canadian fans making all these guys millions and millions and millions of dollars to relax in Florida and not feel anything, not feel any pressure, and just do your thing, okay? Come on. Come on, yo. That is something else. And y'all got those tax benefits down there too, man. Matthew Tkachuk, you ain't winning. You ain't going to 3 straight Stanley Cup final appearances, possibly, if it's not for that tax bullshit that you guys pull off every single time too. It's a little, not gonna lie, it's a little bit of cheating. And I know, y'all just started, you know, taking advantage of it. And if it was really cheating, why wasn't it working 15 years ago? Yeah, you guys made the right decisions, got the right people in charge. Boom, bam. Now you're exploiting and doing your thing. Yeah. But come on, y'all have a competitive advantage in a league, in an environment where the margins are so slim. But it's like, you know what? We can pay all of our best players $1 million or 1.5 less. Not just because they're buying into the culture, but because we can logistically do this and prove to our players that, you know what? Even though we're quote unquote paying you a little bit less on paper, you're actually not making less at all. Like, you guys have that advantage, and you're here talking shit about the Canadian fans. I'm sorry for swearing so much. I'm just passionate, okay? It's a Canadian thing right now. I'm not from Toronto too. Again, remember, I'm not from Toronto, but I'm just mad. Come on. What are we doing here? Come on, blame Mitch Marner, okay? We'll get to Mitch Marner on the other side. But Mitch Marner, man. Holy. That video clip shown around the hockey world, right? Of him swearing to the bench, or you know, trying to wake them up. Right, saying wake the puck up. Let's go. Well, what are we doing down 3-0? He was so mad. The most mad he's ever been in his life, and not a drip of sweat, right? On his hair, on his face, not a drip of effort, and he's doing that. And I don't know. That was telling, man. Again, it's one team, one player. I was about to say, one player can't win you a series. And that's a little bit of a lie too. At the end of the day, it is a team effort. I didn't see a lot from William Nylander in that game too. But Mitch Marner, if I'm a Canucks fan, I don't even want to get close to that. That is just the truth, okay? Anyways, let's get to the other side. Talk more about, I don't know, John Tavares, Mitch Marner. You want any of these guys? The Canucks need help down the middle. Canucks need top-end talent. I want to read some comments. Do you guys want some of those Maple Leaf guys? Because you already know my answer. But, again, y'all know just as much as me. We're talking about hockey, not rocket science, okay? Anyways, let's shout out Monarch Money. And read your comments here on Locked On Canucks. Today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money, okay? Money, man. Money. You ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? My money's being spent on a lot of black coffee and a lot of beers lately, okay? Hey, shout out to Please Bruin. Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO. Not your personal UFO, your personal CFO, okay? Even better. Giving you full visibility and control over your finances. They got what for you? They got surprising insights, okay? That's why you need the Monarch Money app. Okay, the complete financial command center. That is it. That's what you want in your back pocket. And you also want more money in your back pocket too, okay? Manage your money and start building wealth with Monarch Money, okay? It's also got the all-in-one convenience of having everything, okay? You don't have to juggle multiple apps to do all this tracking for you. Put all of that into Monarch Money and make some more money, okay? It's just the truth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's crazy. And that's monarchmoney.com. Use code LOCKEDONNHL for half off your first year. That's the greatest ad read of all. People, we back doing this, and that's talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sorry. That all being said, still hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and Matthew Tkachuk, yo. Right now, it's a Canadian saying, but puck you, okay? Anywho, Marner or John Tavares to Vancouver. What are the people saying? GL is saying a big no to Marner in Vancouver, another soft no performer in the playoffs. Yeah, again, not a Maple Leafs fan, but I was disappointed in Mitch Marner. Okay, I'm sure he's trying. Right, he's an uber athlete, more successful than I have been. Right, that's because he puts more effort in. Let's be real. Let's be honest. That being said, I'm sure he's trying, but he's not battling. In must win scenarios. That's your city. That's your team. That's also the team that you got the most from. And you're still lacking the battle. And at the end of the day, he is playing the Florida Panthers. Like, the Florida Panthers are stacked. They're such pros. Barkov just rubs off on all of them. If you want to talk about, his ability to win board battles, do all the small things, just again, compete. Barkov is that guy. And oh yeah, he's super talented as well. And you can tell that Florida just embodies that. And again, Mitch Marner's facing that competition. It's not easy. Right? Florida's just the better team. One of the best teams in hockey over the last 25 years. They're a hard beat, but you want to see more sweat, more fight. Again, Mitch Marner taking off his helmet, yelling at the team, and there's no sweat pouring off his face. Dude, when I hit the stair climber for 12 minutes, I'm drenched. Game 7, round 2 on home ice, and you're way too fresh, okay? Way too fresh. And looking like a non-performer in big games. And I think Giellis was saying, another another I don't want Mitch Marner, another non-performer in the playoffs. Yeah, a lot of people, right? Let's be honest. You look at Mitch Marner and you look at Elias Pettersson, and dude, it's not fair for me to say that because Pettersson in the fake playoffs, the bubble playoffs, right? Go look at the film. That guy was incredible, incredible. Look at the numbers. Like he was doing things that like Henrik and Daniel could never do in the playoffs. Straight up. And then last year he was invisible. He sucked. Like he was so bad. Like Mitch Marner was way better than Elias Pettersson in this year's playoffs. Then again, Pettersson was in last. That being said, it's 1-1. Okay, until I see more Pettersson in the playoffs, I'm not going to write this guy off from being like the playoff performer that he could be because we just got to see more. We got to see more. But yeah, I definitely see the connections for that type of comparison. Anywho, more comments. Oh, man. Oh, man. How much would you guys want to pay Mitch Marner? Okay, look at this. Get your paper route saying exactly. We don't need two skinny, overpaid underperformers in the playoffs. Okay. I'm sorry for saying the word skinny, okay? It's 2025. I did not mean to body shame. That's my bad, okay? I just been reading a lot and I read that comment. I'm so sorry. But man, the Florida Panthers are big. And you know what? The Dallas Stars are big. The Oilers are big too. I'm not going to say the same thing about Carolina, but they're just an outlier team, right? Outlier team. A great team in their own right, doing their own thing. They have their own identity and, they have a plan and there's success there. But yeah, the Canucks, man, there's no way they're in the market for Mitch Marner. That being said, John Tavares is not that small. And John Tavares played pretty well, right? No longer an A+ guy, for sure. No longer an A- guy. Let's be real. But this season, he was pretty good, right? Pretty good. And how many points he had? He had 74 in 75 games. 38 goals. The Canucks need a center. Right? And you best believe Jim Rutherford will try to get John Tavares. Now, people are saying that John Tavares may take less to stay in Toronto. Dude, after yesterday, Toronto may be in the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. They lose Shanahan. They bring in a new president. Like, everything can change. And again, as Steve Dangle always says, that mixture just doesn't work. And it's never going to work. So it could be all over for Toronto being a playoff contender. And why would John Tavares want to stay in that? He just put up 38 goals. He's not 40 yet, right? Still got some time on the clock, and I wouldn't hate it. Okay? I know it sounds crazy because it could still be expensive, but number 2 center, 2-year deal, 3-year deal, is it easy to get out of? Let's say if John Tavares is still a good player and the Canucks are like struggling to pick up wins, like could they make it happen? Would he be interested in that? Probably not, because it's Vancouver. It's not a Canadian thing, but it's like realistically the team and like how would we be better than Toronto? But the Canucks got to be interested, right? They got to be. Like, if they don't get Matthew Barzal in a trade, they don't bring back Bo Horvat or whatever, they don't get Dylan Larkin, like, they got to be in that sweepstakes, right? For John Tavares at the age of, okay, you know what? Am I, okay, you know what? I'm so desperate, man. I'm so desperate. The Beer Baron saying that we got enough of our own problems. Don't care one bit about the Toronto Maple Leafs issues. I know. I'm sorry. I just been watching more playoff hockey, and I don't know. You guys want me to talk more about this foot fetish we have with Adam Foote right now? Like, you want to talk more about Adam Foote? He's boring. No, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. I've listened to the interviews. I've listened to both episodes of Faber. I've listened to the press conference. Like, there's nothing. We can't squeeze anything else out of that foot. Okay. Right. So what are we going to talk about with the Canucks? You want me to talk about Niels Hoagland and that practice clip? That was nice. Can someone rebuttal with me? John Tavares to the Canucks, yes or no? man, oh man. And David Martin with the hammer. Okay, so I brought up Elias Pettersson again. Look at the film from 2019, 2020, the playoffs, the bubble playoffs. Pettersson was so good, so good. And you want to talk about him being skinny and him not being strong and him falling down. Yeah, all of that was still true 5 years ago, but he was competing. He was battling. That inner dog in him, that playoff dog in him, that competitive dog in him allowed him to still prevail. Because that's what it really comes down to. Like, how bad do you really want it? And do you want it more than that guy you're going up against along the boards? Again, we weren't stupid for comparing Pettersson to Tkachuk. And, I'm not going to even front. It wasn't that long ago where, us on this show or us in that other show with Trevor, we've had so many podcasts, like bringing up the whole Pettersson Barkov thing as well. Yeah, he was skinny, but he battled. He was a competitor. He still, yeah. Anyways, David Martin saying that maybe Pettersson can only perform in an empty arena. Okay. Damn. He just got to empty out his mind, man. Deepak Chopra, bro. Breathe in, breathe out. That's all. And go to work and go to the gym and look like Aaron Donald. Is that too much? Is that too much to ask? Okay, come on. Elias Pettersson, Aaron Donald? I think so. Next comment. GL is saying Tavares is too old, but was better in the playoffs than Marner. And then Canucks Uncensored, go check them out. They're rowdy guys. All right. Click that button, subscribe to them, be entertained. They saying if we're going after stopgaps, how about Matt Duchene? Who would I rather have, John Tavares or Matt Duchene? It's closer than you think. It's probably like 45% Duchene, 55 Tavares for me. I wonder if you're paying these guys similar. I mean, Duchene kind of took a pay cut in some capacity to play with Dallas, right? Like he took one of those show me type of deals, and he's done well. He's done well. So he might get paid a lot too. And it's a weak market out there, so he will get that money. And he's faster than Tavares too, even though they're both kind of up there. Who do you want, John Tavares or Matt Duchene? Because the more and more I talk about it out loud, I think I'm more 50-50 than I am 45-50. Okay? Next comment. Bash Brothers saying, do not want either of those old ass men on our team. Bash Brothers, okay, come on. Okay. John Tavares is 35, right? Is that 34 years old? He's 34 years old. His birthday's not till what, September? How old is Matt Duchene? Probably the same thing. 33, 35, in and around that. No, he's 34 as well. Okay, so I'm 32 and a half years old, Bash Brothers. Okay, look at me in the eyes. Okay, look at me in the eyes. Those guys aren't old ass men. Okay, if you're saying they're old ass men, then you're talking ish about me, man. You're saying that I'm closer and closer to erectile dysfunction. I'm closer and closer to being, full of arthritis, right? You're making fun of me. Okay, closer and closer to being bald, right? Completely bald. And now Bash Brothers is saying I'm falling apart. Okay. That's the problem with your generation, man. There's no loyalty. There's no empathy. Y'all just thinking about yourself, thinking about your algorithm, right? Trying to get the funniest comments so somebody can click like on it, right? I'm here trying to open up to you, get vulnerable, create a connection, be real, tell you that, you can't just be calling Matt Duchene old. He's 34. I'm 32 and a half. And you're doubling down. Okay. Mike Laval saying that the Canucks are better off taking a chance on finding guys like Pierre-Luc Dubois or Dylan Strome, someone that might need a change of scenery. Now, let's do a deep dive on that this week. Let's find those guys. I know we keep mentioning like the Dylan Larkins and the Matt Barzals, right? In my opinion, I feel like Matt Barzal could need a change in scenery too. I feel like he doesn't really like playing on the Islanders that much. I think the camera caught him or caught his disappointment. All that being said, let's do it, right? Because PLD, he played big time for the Washington Capitals. A regular season success, made it to the second round. PLD finding his game again, and I think they got him for like Darcy Kemper, right? But I don't even think any salary was retained. Like they're paying him a lot of money. Like he played up to a standard, right? So who are those guys? Like who can we find that's struggling that you not get the most out of, but can just play back to their standard, like reach contract value? Like Trevor Beggs, if you're listening to this, find those guys. And that's risky. And that's risky. You know why that's risky? As Adam Spitting Signs is now commenting, okay, Pius Suter, right? Pius Suter. You could just keep him for 4.5 and still get a lot out of him. If he doesn't score 25, he can still be like one of the best penalty killers in hockey. And you're not paying him 8. So you got to get it right. You got to get it right. That's why I want Barzal, man. I want them to just get the sure thing. If Barzal's in Vancouver, like, dude, the Canucks can take off. I feel it. I feel it, man. That's a West Coast Bud type of bias. But that's excitement. Okay? Next comment. Green saying Ryan Donato would be a nice pickup for third line center. Like, are we talking about guys that are similar to Philip Hedl? Because isn't Philip Hedl the third line center? Isn't that Rutherford? Isn't that what Rutherford already said? Now, I will say this about Philip Hedl, though. Like, this is from my perspective, based on my eye test. I think that guy could be a valuable guy in the playoffs because he has X factor ability with his, his skating, his hockey sense, his zone entries. Like, there's just something exciting about him. I don't know if he has the consistency to do all of that for 82 games to become like the second line guy, but there's just something there still to me. And his love for hockey, his love to be around the rink, his love to be around the boys, like his love to keep his career going, with all the head injuries. It's scary. It's scary. It really is. But I'm just going to lean into the passion and lean into the eye test. And his efficiency isn't the best, right? Gets a lot of chances, doesn't finish, but there could be something there. And again, a player that could be very, very exciting in the playoffs. And, what if the Canucks bring back Pius Suter, but they get Matt Barzal? Like, could they move Philip Hedl to the wing, as Greener's saying, right? Because Philip Hedl on the wing, like the eye test, I'm telling you, that would work. Mother Knucker saying, I think we can get Dylan Larkin for Willander in our first. We said that a couple weeks ago, but we had a couple of Detroit fans saying there's no chance of that. Dylan Larkin, a really, really, really good player. I'm not going to call him Jack Eichel, but is he like a poor man's Jack Eichel? Right? If Jack Eichel is like 93 overall, is Dylan Larkin like 90? He's really good. Detroit just sucks. We barely get to see it, but Dylan Larkin on the big stage, we saw it at the Four Nations. Like, he just stands out amongst like the best players. Like, he's not like the 13th forward on best team. Like, he is so valuable and so talented. For real. Next comment. This one goes to Canucks Uncensored again. Check them out. Would you rather go after injury-prone Josh Norris or Lafreniere from the Rangers as a reclamation project? I'm not touching Josh Norris. Unless, like, Buffalo wants to do the smart thing and, like, just take a calculated risk and get this guy off their books. Because he gets hurt a lot. And even when he's in the line, like, he's good. But is he worth that money? I don't know. But just the fact that we have to question if he's worth that money and if he's going to be healthy is like, I don't even want to touch that. Because at least with Pierre-Luc Dubois, it wasn't like injuries were a thing. It was just him not having swag, no confidence, right? But it wasn't the injury thing. Like, Josh Norris is playing with two scary things. Now, the Lafreniere thing, I think the Canucks tried to get him. I think they had their biggest piece to get him, right? With Miller. But it didn't happen. I think it's never going to happen with Lafreniere. It's over. It's over. Last comment. Okay, before we get to this one, can everyone just hit the like button, subscribe, one love, helps the show out a lot. Trevor's got children. Dude, I might have to, like I got a girlfriend, right? 4-year anniversary coming up. She told me the restaurant I picked out was expensive. Like, yo, hit the like button. Let's just help out the family, okay? Mother Knucker saying, yo, Kyle, do you think Rutherford now being capitalized on Garland's performance and buzz in the World Hockey Championships, his value is high right now? Dude, I think Aquilini's too broke, quote unquote, to be trading Connor Garland. What do I mean by that? They put his banner up, right? He replaced JT Miller on Rogers Arena. I drove by it the other day. Can they afford to take down 2 banners in a span of 6 months? Right? All the safety hazards that come with, putting one of those things down. They got to hire like 6 people to take down 1 banner. Like it's an expensive operation. Okay, bad jokes aside, dude, Garland to me is needed. Like Quinn Hughes needs Garland. Like how many leaders are you going to replace year in and year out with that team? And maybe, just maybe, there's a way for Connor Garland to just speak up a bit more and be more than just a glue guy on the ice, because there's a certain calmness about him. Now, let's say he doesn't speak up. Again, his demeanor on the ice, the guy packs so much effort. That's why he's exceeding in the World Hockey Championships too. Like, he's such a good player. Such a good player based on his compete. He has a lot of instinctual skill too. If you watch him for 82 games, like, that guy's going to give you a strong effort for 80 of them because he just loves the game so much. And I want to keep him. I know the size. It's it's I wouldn't say redundant, but like it scares you, especially when it comes to like the playoffs and whatnot. And at the end of the day, he's like a 50-point guy, right? At most, 50 to 60 at most. Like you don't need to keep guys like this, but on a team that's already so mysterious and maybe broken and lacks character, Garland to me is needed. Okay, he's needed just for now. Now let's say it's all said and done, right? The Canucks are out of a playoff spot. We're at the trade deadline. I mean, I know we didn't do it last year because Aquilini and Alvin got together with Rutherford, and they're like, yeah, but they did the math and like, yeah, we need playoff revenue ticket. Like, we got to take our chance and not trade Brock. But if they're in that position again, where they're a borderline playoff team and they have Garland as a UFA or, is lacking a contract and he has value, you got to trade him. You got to trade him. Like, no, none of this stuff. Like, this is it. Like, not to end it on, I guess we got to end it on this note. Like, at the end of this year, like, Pettersson would be a part, at the end of the season coming up, I'm sorry, like, Pettersson would have been here for like 9-10 years. You could say the same about Hughes, right? Like, you're talking like 7, 8, 9 years, whatever the number is. And if the Canucks suck again next year, like, they're really blowing this up. They're really blowing this up. So yeah, Garland would be out. Everyone would be out. Like, it's a full reset. But with Hughes on this team still, and leaning on the whole like injury thing that happened this year, you take one more stab at it. And if I'm doing that, I'm keeping Garland. He's just one of those guys, man. I like, again, like, he's small. He packs a punch. I'm small, and I pack a punch too, right? It matters, man. Size don't matter, and I need more examples of that around me, because being small is not easy, man. Being small is not easy, man. That was another episode of Locked On Canucks. My name's Kyle Bound. Okay, hit the like button. Size don't matter. Matthew Tkachuk, shut the puck up, okay? Stop talking ish about the Canadian fans, please. Please, like, what are you doing? Florida don't exist without revenue sharing. Please, you guys should be called the Florida Revenue Shared Panthers, okay? Come on, man. Y'all were a thrift store 4 years ago. And shout out Adam Foote, okay? Go Canucks, go. Subscribe, hit the like button. Shout out to Locked On Canucks. for building that culture. It's your team every day here. The Substack, we just dropped another piece on Saturday. Trevor's taking a stat holiday. I'm trying to text him. He won't reply to me. We may get one today as well. We already released 3 in like the past 8 days or 9 days. Join the Substack, link in the bio, join the Discord. Also, the best place to talk about the Canucks on the toilet. And enjoy life. One love to you and you and you and your family and friends. Peace.
Your Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.